Call of Duty Finest Hour features a haunting hidden in one of its maps. In the level Underground Passage, you can find this room by tossing 2 grenades at a seemingly locked door. Once inside, you'll notice that the room appears to have no ceiling, but candles float in the air like a demonic version of Hogwarts. A small toy car also appears flying around the area, which presumably belongs to the ghostly child that waits in a cradle at the center of the room. This child will walk through mid-air if approached, though it seems to be unaware of the player's presence. There's also a few weapons in the room, as well as an abnormally large rat in a cage, but there's no explanation offered for the room's existence. All in all, it's a really deeply bizarre spot in a game that is otherwise relatively grounded within reality. Payday is yet another game that doesn't seem like it would go into full-on haunted house mode. During the mission No Mercy, players are tasked with stealing a virus sample from Mercy Hospital. Fans of team-based shooter Left 4 Dead will recognize this as a location from that game. What they may not expect is the appearance of one of Left 4 Dead's most disturbing characters within the hospital. When cutting the power during the heist, there's a chance the terrifying witch may appear to the player. If you don't happen to look in the right window at the right time, you may miss her entirely. People lucky enough to catch a glimpse of her will be in for one heck of a jump scare, as the witch lunges at the window and lets out a horrifying shriek before vanishing. Red Dead Redemption is another game series that's full of Easter eggs, dark secrets, and unsolved mysteries. While there's no shortage of disturbing discoveries waiting within Red Dead Redemption 2, perhaps the most disturbing involves a missing team of athletes. While wandering the game, you may stumble upon a pile of bodies in athletic uniforms. Some of the dead people appear to have been bound before their deaths with bags placed over their heads. If one of the many newspaper articles within Red Dead Redemption 2 is to be believed, this is the Blackwater athletic team, who went missing on their way to a group athletics run. Who or what murdered and disposed of the group so viciously is unclear, but no one would blame you for moving along as quickly as possible after finding this gruesome scene. The Grand Theft Auto series is no stranger to creepy Easter eggs and bizarre urban myths. There may not be a spookier example of this than the ghost of Jolene Cranley Evans in Grand Theft Auto 5. On the edge of Mount Gordo, you can find a rock with the word Jock written on it in blood. If you return to the spot between 11 p.m. and 12 a.m., you'll spot the ghostly figure of a woman floating by the rock. While she won't interact with you directly, players have reported hearing screams and backward speech in an abandoned campsite nearby. A newspaper article in the game identifies Jolene by name. The article explains she was murdered by a husband who was a man named Jock Cranley who actually pushed her from the cliffside. Although she only appears for 1 hour a day, it makes sense that she keeps returning to this site because it's the place where she met her early ending. One of the reasons people love the Animal Crossing franchise so much is that it's so low stress. That's why the presence of this unsettling message in Animal Crossing New Leaf is so unexpected. If you happen to be watching the in-game television at exactly 3:33 a.m., the usual static will be interrupted. After a few moments of the screen flickering, you will be greeted by an odd sight. A red-eyed alien figure appears on the screen and utters several garbled sounds before vanishing again. Why does this happen? What is so significant about the time of day? Nobody knows. While wandering around Far Cry 5's open world, you may stumble upon a reference to the horror novel and film series It. This particular Easter egg appears in the form of a single red balloon left at the entrance to a sewer drain pipe. In the original novel by Stephen King and the film adaptations, Pennywise spends a good amount of time stalking the sewers around Maine. He'll occasionally lure his prey to the catacombs beneath the city. Conjuring illusions of red balloons is one of the ways Pennywise achieves this, and they have a habit of appearing out of nowhere, foreshadowing its approaching arrival.